Holy shit, this fairy tale chapter with 100-Year Quest entering its 9th chapter. A few things was dropped on this, especially with this one, where it's like, not only is this series really trying to one-up the previous with a lot of the things that it is presumably going with at the moment with certain characters, especially with Toka's identity, it is trying to at least give a lot of the fans what they wanted for a long time, and especially the fact that one person's ability is insane, if that is truly how it works. So let's talk about Chapter 9, being known as Black or White, because this one is it's a doozy of the chapter, which will start off with the first stuff to get out, which I should say is the fluff part of the chapter, is that Jalal is continuing his little quest that he's given himself right now to go to all the guilds and to let them know about Toka. That we need to find this one, you need to let me know. Stay away from her though, just let me know if this comes. He goes to Blue Pegasus, they're acting a bit goofy, Ichi is being the same as he always is, and everyone else is, you know, just having a whale of the time for this and all that. But it's like, look, she's not one of our clients, we've never heard about her and all that. It's like, if you meet her, just don't get close, alright? And he's roaming around, he goes to Mermaid Hill, he does the same thing, and he lets them know who especially this girl is. However, it leads into Gargiel, Judia, and Lily going around stalking Toka, who are like, well, we need to keep an eye on her and all that. And Levy's like, I'm not down with this, like, this is just stupid. And it's just like, look, we need to see what's happening and all that, and see if she's truly like who she says she is and all that. Like, our whole guild's a family, you need to actually stop this and all that. You need to like start people like treating people like this. And like Gargiel says, and I joined, what did you all of you do to me, huh? Like, and it's like, to be fair, Garge, that was a bit different because you attacked us, and there was a lot of different circumstances when you joined, especially when Laxus was beating the everlasting shit out of you, and then you did a selfless act in front of her. Like, there's a huge difference with that case on there, and they start getting into an argument, and it's like, look, can we not fight right now? And it's like, oh, I don't care anymore. And Levy and Gargiel, a lot of stuff went down with them in this chapter, because their relationship went a fucking step and beyond that we wasn't expecting. And it even as well, whereas this is really nice bit where she's like, I don't care anymore, and it's like, Gargiel's like, whatever, get out of my way, you know, you're getting in my way, go somewhere else. And she gets really upset, and it's like, look, Gargiel, like, is everything alright? And she's like, look, and he actually says to Levy right now, and it's like, look, this is dangerous to Levy, and I would never let her get hurt over this. He's very adamant about that, and there's this really nice moment, and even Lily's like, just the way you will go around things, Gargiel, that's just, you need to phrase things a lot better. Then she does the creepy thing, like what stalkers do, and she goes to Natsu and Happy's house, which, I like that it still looks like a shithole, like no matter the case where it comes from. It's like, what is she doing? And then she starts fangirling out. It's like, oh, please come back with me, Natsu, like, Sama, like, please, like, even their sign is lovely. I'm like, that is just a full flower stalker, and keeps stalking her, and it's like, and then looks to Judia. Huh, reminds me of someone I know, and I'm like, oh, Judia, yeah. It's like, she's there, like, taking notes. She's like, yeah, no, I need to up, Juvia's my girl, I love her, but she is a creep at the end of the day. She's gone full on crazy for her man, and it's like, she's there taking notes, like, yeah, I can creep it up more, like, just going down this level. And then even she's coming back, and she's just acting normal. And the weird thing is that she is next door to Lucy's house. She just came in and just like, I live here alone, that's great. And it's like, wait, she lives at home alone? And then Judy's like, oh, they're gonna have a real bad time when they get back here. And we see especially that she has that tail still, that's still going around there. And a little etchy moment going on there where like Gargiel and Julia fall down and Levy sees this shit, and it was like, oh, you two trying to pull some shit right now? And it's like, I can explain, Levy. It's like, I can explain. What's the important part with Levy here? and don't even say it because they heavily imply that shit. And also as well in the final chapter as well of the main series, she's like, look, Julia became a love rival, but no, Julia only thinks are great. She starts getting a bit upset, and then she starts holding her stomach, and then she's like, you're an idiot, Gargiel, like that. So, I think people already know what, and I know certain fanboys and fangirls are going to be freaking their shit out that finding out that Levi is pregnant. Because that is what is full out being implied there. And when I saw that as well, I went, are they actually doing that? Like, please tell me he has the balls to say that, because that was what was said at the end of, like, the chapter, and I was like, because immediately with the final chapter, they were whispering about something about having children or something, and, you know, Levi, Levi whispered that to Gargiel, Lucy heard that, Wendy definitely heard that, and I'm like, that is a great little thing to just hear about, if that is like, you know, it's pretty much implied that they are a thing, they are an item, and it's like, hey, they actually settled down, and this is a big step, and it's like, Gargiel's a bit of an idiot, so it's like, and how is she gonna break the news to him? And again, like, it's an interesting little side of that. If that is the case, I hope, please, Marsh, don't bamboozle with that, because you know that's what the fans all want. Then it's time to, like, that's a majority of the again, I call the Gargiels and like all the Gargiel and Julia stuff Team B. Team A is gotten some details because now they are corresponding with one another, and it seems like we may be going back with at least with Team A and Team B having some sort of part going together, because they start going back to like immediately to like the water temple, and they're describing where it's like, what happened to you, and it's like, he's describing it to himself and all that. The War Dragon God is like, I have my powers taken away from me. And I'm like, how is that possible? Like, was it a dragon eater? Like, how can something like that happen? He's like, no, I still have my power, like, or at least they still think I do, like, hence they are targeting me, and I've got to recover this power before I die, and if it is misused, it's gonna cause calamity. And it's sort of like, what has the ability to steal something of a divine dragon god, if anything? And they're like, what is it? And he's like, and the way how he describes it is like, he doesn't even understand it himself, and he's describing it as known as a white magician, and it's like, so the complete polar opposite of Xerath then? Like, what is up with that? And it's like, I need to take back my powers and return this city to its former self, and I cannot afford to die before that happens. And then Diablos arise, like all of them, and it's like immediately going straight back in, like ground mole, you get to see like all of them there. It's like appearing, like the big skull Diablos die with his arms crossed, like there, like looking at him, and it's like, what is up with these guys? And there's one more with him as well, and he's like, oh, I heard what happened and all that, and it's like, I see. So I just need to eat that white magician then to get your powers back. And he's like, and now he's like, we ain't having any of that. We're returning that divine dragon's power, and I'm not gonna let you. Then, which is the big fucking bombshell of the chapter, and it's like, and immediately we get to see it from Kagura with Mermaid here, and it's like, oh yeah, I know about that person. It's the last time I went to Magnolia. What do you know? Where? And like that, and it's like, who is this person? This Toka is the white magician who is known as a great witch who's lived for 100 years, and all you just see is the final chapter of her holding water, cupping it in her hands in the bath, and they're looking very menacingly. So that is, I would say that's a very interesting bombshell to drop us off on the last chapter that we honestly like on it. This is something I wanted to wait for like a while. I'm like, alright, now we're setting stuff up. Now we're also talking about Team A and Team B seemingly getting back together right now, or the fact that it's got to lead into this direction, because if the thing is right now is that we don't know, like, again, like from how it's talking about as well with like with the divine dragon god, because like saying his full name is a mouthful, like it, like with how he's describing it, he doesn't know, or even he only just heard of this person, or at least knows of a being that can comprehend to do something like that. And the fact is, they are setting up characters. Again, this series, the entirety of this series, its main plot and synopsis, or at least both parts of it so far, has been setting up someone who is as powerful and as dangerous, like, again, they say possibly someone as dangerous as Zareth, the main bad guy of the series, and Acnologia, the two main bad people, like, the two main antagonists of the entire series. And, like, one that was set up for a very long time, and then, again, since day one of Acnologia being hinted at, was something that you should never met, like, and we're dealing with Dragon Gods out on that scale, and there is a person right now that can take the powers of Dragon Gods like it is nothing. What, I want to know a lot about this, what's going on right now, and the fact that where potentially it was like how Diablos is now going to be stalking around trying to get some information, especially with this, like, because there's a lot of moving pieces going on right now, and it's like, I'm glad now finally we understand a bit more what's going on with Toka and how intimidating it is, because of course she would know about Dark Guilds if she is someone of that prevalent power, whereas she's like someone that probably made shit like that. She probably made fucking guilds like that, and it's like interesting though that she is not that old compared to like Zareth, who lived like for like, you know, thousands of years, and like she is someone that's like the 100. Like, again, this is someone that's like the same age as, like, say, like, who is like Makarov. She was around when Makarov was a child. I am very interested in just a lot about her, and I really hope they don't drop the ball, because like you're setting up a character that could be potentially like have some of the stuff that's going on with Zareth, and you are I mean, the chapter is called Black and White, and like again they are describing this character to be, if not the polar opposite of Zareth, to be an equal to Zareth, and that is like, this series was already filling in big shoes, and then it just decided to get another size. I'm still holding off a lot how I feel about it. I will say I am excited to see where it's going to go. But then again, I have had my hopes up before a lot with the final arc of Fairy Tail, or the original final arc, should we say, and not like this sequel stuff. Honestly, the bit that made me the most happiest, and again, is another thing where it's like, please don't like tease us with that, where it's like the Levy stuff. I thought, like, again, that is relationships moving. That is not spinning its wheels. That is think we are progressing stuff with there, and I like that, where it's like we've seen how these two characters have progressed throughout the story, and the fact that something as big as the miracle of birth is happening to these characters, I think is a very sweet thing. I think that's a very nice little thing just to have on there. And it's like the fact that I'm like, how exactly Gargiel would react to that, I'd be like, wait, what? Like, he would be like, what? And it would be a kind of thing is like, maybe Gargiel now has to act a bit more mature. I mean, he's not going to, he's going to have his little moments where he does, but it's like, he's going to be a little bit less selfish with some of his actions as well, where it's like, now that he'd be realizing that he's got a family now, like, for this part, like, that's, again, and we know it's twins, we know about that, like, again, we know about the fact that they are from, like, the light novel, which I believe is canon, because they were in the anime as well, but not the one that had their kids, which I believe were twins, if I remember from one of the light novels, but it's like, yeah, again, you're feeling for, like, not even just 3, you're feeling for 4, like, they're, like, in total, like, so, again, that was something nice, but it's like, the fact that this, out of all the chapters, I felt like this ended on a fucking stinger. Like, this was I think, if anything, a strong ending to fact, where it's like, okay, you're gonna get us something interesting, or at least set up an interesting concept right now. Let us see where this play out. So again, fool me once, don't shame on me. Fool me twice, you know how it goes. So very curious to see where this goes. I want to know what you guys think about this chapter, because I think this is nutty. And again, it is big shoes to fill. We will wait and see. That is all from me, though. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you guys, though, next time.